This was meant to be a lesson, but at home, Zhaizu chatted like a little bird, worsening Bai Chengya's headache. A slip of the mind led me to some truly wicked thoughts. As I pondered the events, I found myself drooling with excitement. Bai Chengyu couldn't help but laugh out loud. What a cold-blooded little demon. He left everyone in the courtroom utterly shocked. Even the court reporter thought, this guy must have a screw loose. When questioned about why he turned himself in, he smugly replied, "Oh, it's true. Absolutely true." After the trial, Bai Chengya's mum rushed to the court. With her husband long deceased, she was the sole breadwinner, teaching at the tutoring center. Since she was busy tutoring at other people's homes, her son often stayed home alone, and shockingly, that was the case on the day of the incident. Incredibly, Mom ignored her son's misdeeds, asking the judge why he couldn't be freed. His attitude infuriated the judge. Asked if she knew the victim's family, she replied, no. Shaik's mom was puzzled why Bai Chengyu, also human, could be so cruel yet avoid prison. She mentioned having dreams of her son crying every night, and there was nothing she could do but share in the tears. Our entire family has been crying. It's just a disaster before we leave. Shaik's mom gave the judge a lunchbox with her son's favorite food. The judge felt sad but accepted it. With a deep understanding of Shaik's mom's feelings, it was during the crucial moment of the second hearing that Bai Chengya's mother was still notably absent. Bai Chengyu acted exceptionally cocky, brandishing a mental health certificate from the hospital. Everyone knew exactly what he was getting at. Even though he was under 14 and diagnosed with a mental illness, the judge merely chuckled, well, that's not. As it turns out, the judge received crucial intel the night before. They can't focus for long. They can't concentrate yet can dismember bodies and clean up. Harder in such a short time forget about disposing of the remains. And of course, Bai Chengyu must have been lying. There's definitely something fishy going on here. Hand me the... Can I borrow that for a sec? I need to find my mom. Don't come near. He's got nothing to do with the... Bai Chengyu finally showed cracks. We're nearing the truth. The judge spotted a crucial scene in surveillance. The person who brought the victim into the elevator wasn't Bai Chengyu. When surrendering, he deliberately wore the mysterious guy's outfit. There's more. Unbelievable. The victim boy wouldn't follow a stranger home even if he found his phone. So the motivation behind this crime can't just be some mental breakdown or impulse. It's more likely a well-planned, organized crime. You'll definitely try to take your own life. Why would you? Suicide? This is all your fault. Before the court session, the judge asked her colleagues to look into Bai Chengya's call records. Based on the time and frequency of calls on the day of the incident, they finally identified a suspicious target, a 16-year-old girl named Han Ruan. Bai Chengya's reaction said it all, and this outcome infuriated the judge's boss, Minister Jiang. With so much public attention on this big case, the police wouldn't easily hand it over to the court without thorough investigation first. Plus, the court isn't an investigative agency. He urged the judge to move on. The judge remained adamant about calling Han Ruan since she was over 14, thus changing the case's nature to a juvenile crime. Punishment standards were changed from 2 years to 20 years, but Minister Jiang simply wouldn't hear it. In a case under intense media scrutiny, if a third party is involved, it would directly point to police negligence. Unless the judge's judgment is wrong, the court would face a serious backlash from public opinion. This could seriously impact Minister Jiang's political career. After all, he's been a frequent legal educator on TV. Not long ago, he received an invitation to run for Congress. If this case could be neatly wrapped up before the election, it might just help him soar to new heights. The judge returned disappointed. Little did she know Judge He opposed arresting Han Ruan. If she wasn't the culprit, court scrutiny would jeopardize her future. Judge Chi eventually found a solution to this conundrum. He met with the first cop to interact with Bai Chengyu at the police station. From the police description, when Bai Chengyu arrived, he didn't mention surrendering. He was extremely nervous at the outset, but his expression underwent a dramatic shift after uttering just one sentence. Judge Chi was completely taken aback. Opposite him stood the suspect the judge feared, Han Ruan. In that moment, he finally believed the judge's suspicions. Time was of the essence. They decided to split up and take prompt action to immediately bring Han Ruan to the court. Judge Ji headed to Han Ruan's house to look for her, while the other judge rushed to the internet cafe she frequented. To their surprise, they encountered Bai Cheng's mother throwing a tantrum in the underground parking garage. The judge pressed the gas, causing Bai Cheng's mom to shut her eyes in fear. What a real-life catch the villain game. When the judge found Han Ruan, she acted super calm, not even saying a word in protest. She obediently stood up to leave. But just when the judge let her guard down, she made a break for it. Using her knowledge of the area and agility, she rapidly left the judge in the dust. That little menace is something else, but the judge won't back down easily. The chase continued, while Bai Cheng's mom shouted from afar in a way that was simply comical. Eventually, the judge cornered Han Ruan into an abandoned alleyway. The flickering alley lights seemed eerie, forcing the judge to check each gate. Realizing she had nowhere to escape, Han Ruan reluctantly followed the judge into the court. However, she had a backup plan. Her parents were in the US and had sent a lawyer to represent her. Throughout the entire interrogation, Han Ruan assumed a pitiful demeanor, pretending innocence. Nonetheless, the cunning glint shining in her eyes was difficult to fully disguise. With her lawyer's guidance, she denied the evidence that the judge had uncovered, but the judge had ideas of her own. The judge prepared to reveal her trump card, the surveillance footage from the crime scene. Right now, it's not about verdicts, it's about whether you can escape this web.